Dear students, welcome to this module on marketing mix. So far we have seen so many modules on this management, and as we have seen, marketing is also one of the important tools and functions of any management, either a small one, medium or large. As we have seen the resources of management, the 7 M's of management, the manpower, money, machine, material, method, minute, money and market are one of these important tools, and marketing involves a number of management activities at a food service operation. To begin with, an organization may decide on its target group of consumers to be served. Once the target group is decided, the product to be placed, and then the market provides an appropriate place for product, price, distribution and along with the promotional efforts. There are these combined and mixed in an appropriate proportion so as to achieve the marketing goal of any organization. Such mix of products, price, place and promotional efforts are known together as marketing mix. According to Philip Kotler, marketing mix is defined as the set of controllable variables. Marketing mix is defined as the set of controllable variables that a firm can see to influence the buyer's response. The objectives of this module will enable you to explain the concept of marketing mix and also its components, and compile the meaning of the product and its classification available in the market, and also to state the various other factors affecting the pricing decisions of the product to be available to the consumers. And when we look into the concepts of the marketing mix, the businessman, any person doing business, need to produce or manufacture the product according to the need of the consumer, and also make available its products at a price that the consumer feel reasonable and comfortable. And also this should supply the product to the consumers at different outlets wherever they reach, and they can be conveniently approachable. And also it should inform the customers about the product with its characteristics through the media, and they have access to, as the marketing manager concentrates on these 4 decision areas while planning the marketing activities, namely product, price, place and promotion. These 4 P's are called as the elements of marketing mix, and together they constitute the component marketing mix. All these are somehow interrelated because a decision in one area affects decision in other areas too. When we look into the elements of marketing mix in detail, the first element being the product refers to all the goods and services offered by the food service organizations, and all these are purchased because they satisfy one or more of our needs. We are paying out for the tangible product, but for the benefit it will also provide us. So in simple words, product can be described as a bundle of benefits which a marketer offer to the consumer for a price that is fixed. While buying a packet of chips, we are actually buying as snacks. While buying a gas stove for use at kitchen, we are actually paying for cooking of foods. Product can also be taken in the form of a service too, like hotel rooms, ad travel and telecommunications, where the hotel rooms are said as hotel rooms sold. Thus, the term product refers to both goods and services offered by the organization for a sale. Now, when we look into the next element, second element of the marketing mix, namely the price. Price is the amount charged for any product or service offered to the consumers. It is the second most important element in the marketing mix. Fixing the price of the product is a tricky job too. Many factors that affect this pricing decisions are demand for a product, cost involved in production, and also the consumer's ability to pay, the purchasing power of the consumer, prices charged by the other competitors for similar products, and along with government restrictions also decide the pricing policy, have to be kept in mind while fixing the prices for any product or service. In fact, pricing is a very crucial decision area as it has to effect on demand for the product and also the profitability of the firm in return. And when moving on to the next element of marketing mix, the place goods are produced to be sold to the consumers. They must be made available to the consumers at a place where they can conveniently make purchase or use the services rendered by the organization. For instance, the group of hotels Sri Annapurna Sri Gauri Shankar group of hotels, a popular commissary food production organization at Coimbatore in Tamil Nadu, has its service rendered to its various outlets all over the city, and foods are made available at all time within the specified limits with a quality service. This involves chain of individuals, the employees and institutions like distributors, wholesalers and retailers who consume the firm's distribution network, also called as the channel of distribution. The organization also decides whether to sell directly to the consumer or through a retailer or a distributor. The promotion process is the fourth element of marketing mix. If the product is manufactured keeping in mind the consumer needs, it is rightly priced and is made available at all outlets convenient to them, but the consumer is not made aware about its price, features, availability, etc. Along with its marketing effort, it may not be successful always. Therefore, a strategic promotional effort is an important ingredient in the marketing mix as it refers to the process of informing, persuading and influencing a consumer to make a choice of the product to be bought. Promotion is done through means of personal selling, advertising, publicity and sales promotion. It is done mainly with a view to provide information to the prospective consumers about the availability, characteristics and uses of the products available in the market. It arouses the potential consumers' interest in the product, compare it with the competitors' products and make their choice. The proliferation of print and electronic media has an immense role and has helped in the process of promotion of the products and services. When we look into the product classification, the concept of product classification, William Stanton beautifully describes product as a set of tangible and intangible attributes including the packaging, color, price, manufacturer's prestige, retailer's prestige and also manufacturers and retailers service which buyer may accept as offering of satisfaction of both wants and services. And also Jerome Carthy describes the product as more than just a physical product with its related functional and aesthetic features too. It includes accessories, installation, instructions on use, the packaging, perhaps a brand name which fulfills some psychological needs and assurances that service facilities will be available to meet the consumer needs after the purchase. And when we look into the various ways of classification of the products available in the market, it is broadly classified based on three different aspects. Number one being use, number two the durability and number three the tangibility of the product. First, let us see the classification of products based on its use. Based on the use, products are broadly classified as the consumer goods, industrial goods and the consumer goods. If we look, the goods meant for personal consumption by the households or the ultimate consumers are classified under consumer goods. This includes items like the toiletries, groceries, textile, fabrics, clothes, etc. Based on the consumer buying behavior, the consumer goods can be further classified as convenience goods, shopping goods, specialty goods. And when we look, what are these convenience foods? Goods that are widely distributed all over and that are relatively inexpensive and which are purchased frequently and with minimum effort, such as the gasoline, the petrol, diesel, newspapers and most of the grocery items that we purchase for home use all come under this category. And such goods are usually sold at all convenient retail outlets. And also when we move on to see what are the shopping goods, these are goods which are purchased less frequently by the consumers and are used very slowly, like the clothes, shoes, household appliances In case of these goods, consumers make choice of the product considering its suitability, price, style, quality and products of the competitors and also its substitutes, if any. In other words, the consumers usually spend a considerable amount of time and effort in finalizing their purchasing decision as they lack complete information prior to their shopping process. It may be noted that shopping goods involve much more expenses than the earlier seen convenience goods. And when we look into the other category of goods apart from these two, we have specialty goods. Because of some special characteristics of certain category of goods, people generally put special efforts to buy them. They are ready to buy these goods at prices at which they are offered and also put in extra time to locate the seller to make the purchases. The nearest dealer may be in 10 kilometers away, but the buyer will go there to inspect and purchase it. In fact, prior to making a purchasing process and buy the product, he or she will collect complete information on the product about various brands. For example, the specialty goods include vapor extractor hoods to be placed in the kitchen, cooking ranges, steamers, which are useful at the production process. And when we classify the products based on the durability of its use, products are classified as two ways: durable goods and the non-durable goods. When we look into what is durable goods, these are products which are used for a longer period, for months and years together. For example, of such goods like refrigerators, cars, washing machines come under this category. Such goods generally require more of personal selling efforts and have had higher profit margins. In case of these goods, sellers' reputation and pre-sale and after-sale service are also important determinants of the purchase decision. And now, when we look into the next category of non-durable goods are products that are normally consumed in one go or last for few uses. For example, such products like soaps, salt, pickles, sauces all come under this category. These items are consumed very quickly and we have to purchase these goods more often, and such items are generally made available by the producer through a variety and large number of convenient retail outlets to be available to the consumer whenever they require. The profit margins on such items are usually kept very low and heavy advertising is done to attract people towards their trial and use. And now, based on the tangibility, the products are classified as two: the tangible goods and the intangible goods. When we look what is this tangible goods, it means the most goods, whether these are consumer goods or industrial goods, and whether these are durable or non-durable, fall in this category as they have a physical form that can be touched and seen. Thus, all items like food items, foods at restaurants, groceries, raw materials, machinery fall under this category of tangible goods. And now, when we look what is this intangible goods refer to all types of services provided to the individual consumers or to the group of people in an organization. All these come under this category of non-tangible products. For example, diet counseling, the medical treatment and other services like postal, banking and insurance services all fall in this category of non-tangible goods. Now, coming into the next concept of the element of marketing mix, the pricing and factors affecting pricing decisions is also very important consideration in the marketing mix. In simple terms, it is the exchange value of goods and services in terms of money. Pricing, the determination of price to be charged, is yet another important element of the marketing mix, and it plays a crucial role in the success of the product sold in the market. If the price fixed is very high, it is likely to have an adverse effect in the sales volume. If on the other hand, if the pricing is done very low, it will adversely affect the profitability to the organization. Hence, it has to be fixed after taking various aspects in consideration. The factors usually taken into account while determining the price of a product can be broadly described as cost. No business can survive unless it covers its cost of production and distribution and also have little profit margins. In large number of products, the retail prices are determined by adding a reasonable profit margin to the cost. Higher the cost, higher is the likely to be priced. Lower the cost, lower is the price. And also in addition to this, demand for the product also play a vital role. Demand also affects the price in a bigger way. When there is a limited supply of a product, the demand is usually very high. People buy even a highly priced items by the producer, but however high the price would be dependent upon the prospective buyer capacity and willingness to pay for the product and their preferences for the product, and in this connect we call it as price elasticity. We have different methods of price fixation that is usually followed in the organizations. The first one being cost based pricing, the others like competition based pricing, demand based pricing, objective based pricing. All these are analyzed and whichever is suitable is taken up by the organization for pricing a product. Under this method of cost based pricing, the price of the product is fixed by adding the amount of desired profit margin to the cost of production. If a particular food cost the marketeer rupees 8 and he has desired a profit of 25%, therefore the price of the product is fixed as 8 plus 8 into 25 divided by 100 as shown, and it will totally cost the product price to be sold in the market at rupees 100. While calculating this price this way, the variables such as fixed incurred in the manufacturing of the product are also taken into consideration. This is the cost based pricing. And now when we look what about the competition based pricing, in case of products where market is highly competitive and there is negligible difference in quality of competing brands, price is usually fixed closer to the price of the competing brands. It is called young rate pricing and is a very convenient method because the marketeers do not have to worry much about the demand and cost and effect the change as per the changes by the industry leaders. And now when we go on to the next method of pricing, which is based on the demand based pricing, at times prices are determined by the demand for the product or to the service. Under this method, without paying much attention to the cost and competitors' pricing, the marketeers try to ascertain the demand for the product, and if the demand is higher, they decide to take advantage and fix a higher price for the product. Suppose if the demand is lower, they fix lower prices for the product. At times, they result for differential prices and charge different prices from different groups of customers depending upon their perceived value and capacity to pay. And also we have another type of pricing apart from all these, which is the objective based pricing. This method is applicable to introduction of the new products available to the market if at the introductory stage, that is the first stage of the product life cycle, the organization always wishes to penetrate the market, that is to capture large parts of the market and also at the same time discourage the prospective competitor to enter into the fray as it fixes a low price. Alternatively, the organization may desire to skim from the market to earn high profit by taking advantage of the group of customers who give more importance to their status or distinction and are willing to pay even a higher price for it. In such a situation, they fix quite high price at the introductory stage of their product and also market it to only those customers who can afford to buy the product available at the market. And now when we look into the next one, channels of distribution, the path or route adopted by him or her for the purpose is known as the channel for distribution, that is the promotion. The channel for distribution thus refers to the pathways used by the manufacturer or the producer to transfer the ownership of the goods produced on its physical transfer to the consumers and the users are called as the industrial buyers. Stanton has also defined the distribution channel as it consists of the set of people and firms involved in the transfer of title to a product as the product moves from one producer to the ultimate consumer or a business user. Basically, it refers to the vital links connecting the manufacturer and producer and the ultimate consumer, that is the user. It includes both producer and the end user and also the middlemen agents engaged in the process of the transfer for the title of goods. And when we look into the nature of the market, there are many aspects in the market which determine the choice of the demand for the distribution. Say for example, where the number of buyer is limited, they are concentrated at few locations and their individual purchase is largely determined by the industrial buyers, direct sale may be the most preferential one. But in case where number of buyers is large with small individual purchase and they are scattered, then they may arise for use of a middleman for transfer of goods. Now, when we look into the nature of product, considerably it affects the choice of the channel of distribution. In case the product is of technical nature involving a good amount of pre-sale and also after sale services, the sale is generally done through retailers without involving the wholesalers anymore. But in most of the consumer goods having small value bought frequently in small quantities, a long channel involving agents, the wholesalers and retailers is used as the goods need to be stored at convenient locations and items such as groceries fall in this category. And also middlemen consideration in this promotional process is also the right kind of middlemen having the necessary experience, good contacts, financial strength and integrity are available, and their preferable use can ensure success of newly introduced products into the market. The cost factors also have to be kept in view as the middlemen, the agent, add their own margin of profit to the price of the products, but from the experience it is learned that where the volume of sales are adequate, the use of middlemen is often found economical and less cumbersome as against the direct sale by the producer or the manufacturer. And now when we look into the last element of marketing mix, the promotion refers to the process of informing and persuading the consumer to buy a certain product or use the services available. By using this process, the marketeers convey persuasive message and information to its potential consumers. The main objective of this process of promotion is to seek the buyer's attention towards the product with a view to arouse his interest in the product, also inform the consumer about its availability and also how is it different from others. It is thus a persuasive communication that serves as a reminder to the consumer. So far we have seen the four elements of marketing mix: the product, price, place and promotion. Now when we look into the elements of marketing mix in the hospitality industry, that is the service industry, this mix consists of 5 components. Let us see fast about these. These consist of product service mix, presentation mix, communication mix, pricing mix and the distribution mix. The first one in the element of hospitality marketing mix is the product service mix. This is the combination of all the products and services offered by the hospitality operation, including both tangible and intangible elements. The consumer purchase and use of the services and is largely intangible by the way. The second one, the presentation mix, and this includes those elements that the marketing manager uses to increase the tangibility of the product service mix as perceived by the consumer. This mix includes location of the services, atmosphere and the personnel employed to offer the services. And the third element of this hospitality marketing mix is the communication mix. This involves all communication that takes between the hospitality operation, that is the service provider, and the consumer. It includes various aspects such as advertising, marketing research and getting feedback about the consumer perception. The communication mix should be viewed as a two-way communication link rather than a one-way link. The food service operator seeks information and data from the consumer, thereby establishing open communication with various market segments. And now when we look into the pricing strategy, the pricing mix encompasses the consumer's perception of value. The pricing mix includes such variables as volume, discounts, bundling multiple products together for an overall discounted price. This bundling approach is used extensively by fast food outlets as a method to increase the spending by the customers. The last one in the hospitality marketing mix is the distribution mix and includes all distribution channels available between the firm and the target market, the consumers. Historically, the distribution occurred at the point of production, such as the restaurants where the food was produced and served. This has changed since the newer distribution channels such as the internet, where we do online booking for services. The factors that have influence on the distribution mix are the consumer's perception, attitude and behavior towards the industry, and that practices the trends, local competition, brand trends and government policies and legislations. Now, as I conclude to this module on marketing mix, it is the role of marketing manager, and his job is thus to identify consumer needs, provide products or services aimed at satisfying such needs, and then move the product or service with the help of appropriate strategies in the area of the product planning, pricing, physical distribution and promotion, so that the final result is twofold, namely the consumer satisfaction and also the profitability of the organization. Therefore, planning, execution and evaluation of the marketing process is very much vital to help the food service organization in the process of marketing. Hope you learned this module. Thank you.